You know that I always bring you the best stuff when it comes to traveling. And a lot of people are always saying, oh, the reason why we cannot go to the UK anymore is because they don't allow us to move to the family. People say, oh, the reason why we don't want to go to Canada anymore is even though they allow you move with family, it's become very expensive. What about New Zealand and Australia? Well, those places are far. All right, I've got the solution. This country allows you move with family, yet it is cheaper than the UK, than New Zealand, than Australia, than Canada. And it gives you all the same. Well, if you're ready and you're interested, all I need you to do now is buckle your seatbelts because this video is for you.
Attention passengers, we've now reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.
Hello, folks. This is your one and only Wakawaka Doctor. Always bring you the best gist when it comes to travel and migration. You know how we do it on this channel. All we do is share information that has to do with traveling in general. If this is the first time of you coming across my channel, I don't know what you've been doing. I don't know where you've been watching, but you want to stick around because if the goal is to move abroad, then this is where you need to be. For those who always send me testimonials, I want to say thank you very much. Now, just before we dive into the video of the day, I want to share 10 different testimonials that have come in this year. So you know that we are not doing nonsense, but telling you the way it is done and how you can do it and how we can get you abroad. So take a look, just relax and look at these 10 different testimonials. Okay, now the country I am talking about is Sweden, and Sweden is open right now, and you need to take advantage of it. The best thing about Sweden is that you've got scholarships that are also opening very shortly. Sweden allows you move with family. Sweden can even give you 25 to 75% discounts on tuition. But this conversation is not just going to be happening with me alone. I've got someone who has the expertise and has helped several people move to Sweden as well. Not just Sweden, but several other countries. And she has done this over and over again. All right, let me invite my guest and we will start this straight away. Okay, quickly introduce yourself so that everybody who's watching will know exactly who you are.
All right, so hi everyone, my name is Princess and I work with Video Signatures Consult as admission consultant. It's good to be here and thank you, Mr. Wakawaka Doctor, for having me.
Fantastic, fantastic. This is your bread and butter. This is what you do. And today we've decided to talk about Sweden. So tell us everything about Sweden. Moving to Sweden as an undergrad, moving to Sweden as a postgrad, PhD, and even applying for the Swedish scholarship. I know you have something prepared, so I'm just going to sit back while you show us everything you've got.
All right. Hi everyone. Once more, my name is Princess, and today we want to talk about Sweden. So, first of all, Sweden is in the Schengen countries. So, visa from Sweden gives you access to 26 to 28 countries in the Schengen region. I'm going to be sharing my screen so that you can follow the application step by step. At the moment, we have applications ongoing to Sweden, and it's going to last till around August for the joint application session, while some other schools will continue from August till around October. Now, by October, the Swedish Institute Scholarship is going to start. And then if you did so well in the application season, luckily, you should be able to apply for the Swedish Institute Scholarship. So first, let me talk about the admission process and the necessary documents you need so that you can take note of that before we now go into the Swedish Institute Scholarship. So if you're going for a bachelor's program, please note that you won't be eligible to apply for the Swedish Institute Scholarship. If you're going for a PhD as well, please note that you won't be eligible for the Swedish Institute Scholarship as well. Okay, now here are the necessary documents you need for a bachelor's. If you're going for a bachelor's program, you just need your transcript from your secondary school, your English proficiency letter, your regional high school diploma, could be your WAEC or your NECO, depending on the one you've written, and with that you can apply for the application. We have schools as low as 40,000 Swedish krona, and if you convert that, that is about 3,700 euros when converted. So you could see schools within that range. That's for people going for bachelor's, or even if you're also going for a master's. If you don't want to dwell so much on the Swedish Institute, you could take advantage of that. But please note that this range depends on the program and the school. So according to the program, of course, the fee increases depending on the program or on the school as well. So please take note of that. Now, for what other document do you need for bachelor's applicants? Your recommendation letter, please, it should come from your secondary school. One of the things that makes Sweden stand out is because of the way they give consideration to applications. You can't just come from a certain background and then dive into another background immediately. Whatever it is you're doing, be it your bachelor's, your master's, your work experience, it has to synchronize. So if you're going for a bachelor's program, make sure that your recommendation letter comes from your secondary school, and it should be tilted in a way that it tells so much about you, whatever it is you're doing, that can boost you as a liability, and that can boost you as an asset, not a liability in this situation. So I'll go again: your transcript, your secondary school transcript, your high school diploma certificate, your recommendation letter is very important, and then an English proficiency letter. The application fee is 900 Swedish crowns, which is about, let's just call it 100 euros when converted, or at most 120 euros when converted. With that, you can apply. Now, for the masters, which I feel they are the people that can really take advantage of Sweden application, because you're allowed to move with family, you can apply for the Swedish Institute scholarship, and then you just need a minimum CGPA of 3.0 to apply. So what do you need? You need your bachelor's transcript, you need your bachelor's certificate, the original copies, of course, you need a recommendation letter as well, and then your English proficiency letter. So the English proficiency letter is actually compulsory. It's clearly stated on the website that it serves, especially if you have been taught in English for a period of time and you do not wish to write IELTS or TOEFL or any of the English proficiency exams, then this English proficiency letter can suffice. So you use that to make your way towards the application. So I'll go again: your transcript, your regional bachelor's transcript, certificate, your English proficiency letter, recommendation letters. Now, depending on the school it is you're applying, you might need a statement of purpose and then an academic CV. And may I also remind you that there is a difference between a work CV and an academic CV. So please, before you submit that application, make sure you're submitting the correct CV. And then with that, you are good to go. So once you have all of these documents, here are also some of the schools you can take advantage of. We have Uppsala University, we have Dalarna University, we have Malmö University, and we have KTH Royal Institute. All of these schools, tuition ranges from 40 Swedish crowns and above. And we said when we convert this amount to euros, the minimum should be about 3,600 euros. So that's fair. Are you allowed to pay tuition in installments? In most cases, no. So please just have your outstanding tuition for your first semester at least, in case the school you are going to be enrolling into demands a first full semester tuition to be paid. Then you can afford that. For the PhD applicants, the documents you need, you have your university, that's your bachelor's transcript, certificate, your master's transcript and certificate, recommendation letters, of course, your academic with all of these documents, you go to this website. So this website that I'm just highlighting now, the official website for application to higher education studies in Sweden. You go there and then you create an account if you have never created an account before. And the popular question that will usually pop up is, do you have a Swedish personal ID number? The answer is no, you do not have it. Okay, and then you create this website, verify your email, an email will be sent to you. Let me also try to call that up so that you see what the email looks like, just in case you start working on that as well. you're going to see a code like this asking you to verify, to copy out the verification code, and then you go ahead to submit that. And then you're able to create your application. You see something like your user profile at universityadmissions.se has been successfully created, and you can now submit and follow up your applications. Okay, so you verify your email by entering combination code, like I mentioned, and then you choose what it is you're going for. So like I mentioned, if you're going for a bachelor's, you choose it, of course. If you're going for a master's, you choose a master's program. And then you go ahead to search for programs and select 4 programs of your choice taught in English.
So quickly, before I tell you the gist of the day, I want you to share this video. Make sure you like, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you just share to as many friends as possible. I also want to tell you that there is a masterclass that I created just for you. A masterclass that you can buy that is very affordable, that will give you opportunities. You're in tech, you're looking for scholarships, you're looking for how to apply to jobs, you're an engineer, you're a teacher, you're a lawyer, you're in healthcare, you're in tech, you're looking to move to the United States for free. I got everything covered. You've applied for jobs, but they're not calling you. This masterclass has everything all. And I've created a special link in the description box of this video for you to be able to get that masterclass, okay? So go to the link and get the masterclass.
Now, please let me also highlight something. While you're using this website, you're going to come across institutions that will show you things like distance. Please, on no account should you work with organizations that will show you something like that. Okay, on no account should you choose something like that, because these are for people living in the EU and for students who do not need visas to arrive in Sweden to study that program. Let me show you exactly what I am referring to. So here we are on the Swedish joint application. So let's look out for international relations. Let's see what comes up. So here, if you're going for, this is the website. Please hope you can see my website.
Yes, we can.
Great. So if you're going for a bachelor's program, you just select bachelor's. Please don't go for programs that are clearly stated distance courses, because these programs are not available to international students that would need a visa. And in most cases, these programs are really, really affordable. Okay, you would find out that you'll be seeing as low as 10,000 SEK on their website. And you would feel, oh, this is really, really affordable. Let me go for it. And before you know what's happening, you're into a lot of issues and all of that. So this is a criteria we could use to check. So this is a school we have here, a program we have here. We have global governance and international organizations. We have tuition of 13,750 SEK. And this is a bachelor's program. Language of instruction, English. This is very, very important. Teaching form, course on campus. Pace of study, full-time. Instructional time, daytime. These are things you should look out for as an international student. Now, for a master's student, let's also select, we go for a master's level. And a lot of schools definitely would pop up.
Okay.
So this is for masters, and we are seeing 22,500 SEK. So once you've seen the list of schools you're looking at, one thing I would always do for myself is to check how much that is, and with that, I'm good to go. Okay. So the next thing I would like to show us is the website you could use to check how much this is. So we just found out that we've seen a school that is about 2,000 euros. So what you could do is to just make sure that you just put an approximate, just in case the exchange rate is not so stable by the time you're about to pay your fees. Okay, so I think with this, we've been able to find out how we can navigate this site in terms of choosing a program. So let's go back to our slides and see. So the next thing that we want to do after we've been able to choose 4 programs is to click on selection and click on start application. And then we arrange the school according to your order of priority. We were able to see the list of schools that are more affordable, expensive, and all of that. So you're allowed to choose just 4 schools. And with that, you arrange them in the order of priority, upload your documents. Now, before you actually choose all of these schools, please make sure that you have a list showing the necessary requirements of all of these schools. So if a school, because the general requirements that are needed is just your English proficiency, your international passport, and your transcript. But some schools will require things like a statement of purpose, recommendation letter. So please make sure you go to those individual schools to find out the necessary documents and you go ahead to upload it. Make sure that these documents are in PDF, colored and clearly named. So how do I mean clearly named? Your PDF file, don't leave it as just PDF file. Put in the name of the document with your name in attachment to it, and with that you can go ahead. So you go ahead, you go to my pages and click on application fee, and then you pay your application fee. Now that's for the application period. Now let's look at requirements for the visa processing. Okay, so for our visa processing, here are the things we need to know. You should apply not less than 15 days before traveling, which for me, I feel that's really too close, but that should be the minimum time you should have. Book an appointment via VFS and submit at either the Abuja, it's usually the Abuja Swedish Embassy Center that is used. And then you will need to have the following: a passport, an acceptance letter, of course, from your school, a valid health insurance, birth attestation or birth certificate. If you're Nigerian, the attestation would apply to a lot of people within our ages, and then birth certificate will apply to people younger. And then an explanation letter or a motivation letter, an employment letter. Now, let me emphasize on the need of an employment letter. Your employment letter should state how much your salary is, and your bank statement should also reflect how much that is. That is, in your bank statement, if you say you're working with XYZ, then on your bank statement, it should also show that XYZ has been paying you salaries for the past whatever number of months that you want to get, okay, so that you must have had. Usually you're expected to submit 3 months, but I do advise you submit 6 months, because there are cases where people have submitted 3 months and then at the end of the day they were called back to bring 3 months back before the other 3 months they submitted, which makes it a total of 6 months. So to avoid such back and forth, just make it a total of 6 months bank statement and then you submit that. So how much are you expected to have? You need a proof of fund of at least 10,584 SEK to 10,684 SEK times 12. If you calculate that, if we have to convert this per month, let's see. So if we have to check how much that is, 10,684, we have about 950 euros. So you multiply 950 euros times 12, and then you get your total fee for your application for a year. Okay, so this should be your closing balance. This is what you're expected to have as your closing balance. All right, now back to here. When we've had that for a single applicant, for dependents, you need an additional 4,410 Swedish crowns per month. And then, of course, you multiply again times 12 to get your total number. And then if you have a baby, you have kids that you want to go with, of course, this is what you should add: 2,646,000 per month. That's what you should add for all of them, and then you get your total figure. I hope that explanation was clear enough, but if you don't understand, please just try to, good again, I'm sharing the slides, just try to pause and then get out these figures, calculate times 12, do your exchange, and you get the actual figure for your currency and where is you're watching from at the moment. Now, things to note: assets in microfinance banks are not accepted. As a matter of fact, statement of accounts from microfinance banks are not accepted. Please do not make that mistake. Also, you shouldn't lodge funds into that account. I've talked a lot about how you're expected to run your statement of account, so please take notes of that. Okay. Now, the next thing, locked assets, that's investments. Please don't make the mistake of using investments, proof of investments to submit as your statement of account. It does not work. For your visa application, you go to migrations, vacates, this place that I'm highlighting at the moment, migrations vacates.se. That's the website you're expected to use. And then with that, you can go ahead to click on I want to apply. And then you create an account and upload all of these documents that we just mentioned. And when you get a response, you might be asked to book a date, or you might be told to just visit for any form of interview. But in most cases, you will be told to book a date. Then you book a date. Now, application fee for adults is about 1,500 SEK, and then for kids, 750 SEK. So this is the website you use in booking a date, swedenabroad.se. Now, this explanation I gave for self-funding students. For Swedish Institute winners, that is, if you were able to secure the scholarship, all you just have to do is to go to this website and book an appointment for your visa. Okay, and you should do this within 30 days. If you don't do that within 30 days, it's all over. Okay, now you could also use the email address to also make your inquiries, migration.abuja@gov.se to make your inquiries, or you could call. I know that Nigerians and Ghanaians use the same embassy in Abuja, so this is the website you should use. Now let's look at the Swedish Institute Scholarship. Okay, that's the next thing we want to look into. So to apply for the Swedish Institute Scholarship, here are things you need to note. First and foremost, the documents you used in your master's applications are relevant. But this time around, make sure that your CV clearly indicates that what it is you did in your bachelor's, your work experience relates to it, and what it is you're going for your master's also relates to it. So in most cases, I advise people to go for programs related to the SDGs. The reason is, like the scholarship states, what does the SI scholarship work for? So the aim is to help global professionals to focus on contributing to sustainable development of their country. So you arrive Sweden, get the international experience. However, you go back to your home country and implement what it is you have learned, but promoting sustainable development. Okay, so any program it is you're going for, I'll advise that somehow, as you're trying to marry it with your bachelor's and what it is you're going for your master's and your work experience, just to make sure that there is some element of the SDG in it. And with that, you're good to go. So this SI scholarship, of course, the full meaning is the Swedish Institute Scholarship for Global Professionals. It focuses on contributing to the sustainable development of your country. And how do they achieve this? By sponsoring you. So that's why they're sponsoring you, okay? Now, what does this scholarship cover? Full institution, monthly stipend for living expenses, which is about 12,000 SEK. Okay, travel insurance, it covers your travel insurance as well. And then it covers your grant of about 15,000 SEK as well. Some people might ask, if I get a visa for myself and my family, does it cover my kids as well? No, the scholarship is individual based, so it covers your expenses, which means if you want to bring your family along with you, then you have to cater for their own expenses. Okay, so the following transcripts, of course, are needed. Transcripts, and very importantly, your transcripts, after you've uploaded your transcript, your school, the school where you did your bachelor's, will have to send a copy as well to the Swedish Institute, either through mail or through courier. They'll give you the directives on what you're expected to do in order to move your transcript. If they do not get an official transcript from your previous school, you've already lost out. What else do you need? Your academic CV, which must not exceed 3 pages, your statement of purpose, which should not be more than 1,000 words. And this application is only for master's applicants, okay? All experience, recommendation letters, courses you are about to apply for or you wish to study must synchronize. I've explained that before. And then you need to secure an admission first before applying to the scholarship. And we've talked about the website for the application, which is this. The website for the scholarship is this, and you just go ahead after you've been able to click on the website, you register and verify your account. The same process you took when you were going for your admission application. That's the same process. Click on your My Applications and start to fill out your application. Do not submit until you have confidently reviewed all your documents, and then you go ahead to submit. Okay, so here are some things I wanted to take note of. The result of the scholarship usually comes out on the 24th of April. Okay, and then emails are sent to selected candidates on the 25th of April. You must accept your scholarship within at most 48 hours, else you stand a chance of losing your seat. And then you have 30 days to book your appointment for visa submission, and you're expected to book with swedenabroad.se, or you call the number as well to book. And that's it, and straight to the point. What are other questions you might have? Does the application need IELTS? No, it does not need. Does it have an age limit? No, it doesn't have. So with that, we are good to go. So even if
With that, we are good to go.
And
I think this is a fantastic opportunity. Sweden in general is a fantastic opportunity, and I've seen people move to Sweden codedly, and things are quite going well for them. But the question people are going to ask is, okay, this thing you've explained to us now, is spinning our head. Can you help us do it? Can you do it for us? I personally know that you've been able to do it in the past, and you can, and you've achieved a lot of success as well. So the question is, how can we reach you to help us with the process?
So you can send us an email at vidalsignatures@gmail.com or contact@vidalsignatures.org. Again, vidalsignatures@gmail.com.
Vidal Signatures.
Yes, please don't remove the S. Thank you.
Vidal Signatures at
gmail.com.
Or
contact@vidalsignatures.org.
Okay, fantastic. That's how they can reach out to you. Amazing. And you're on Instagram as well. They can find you on Instagram if you want.
Vidal_consults. We have about 3 accounts there, Vidal_consult. But all of the accounts, they are above 1,000 at least. So please don't fall for any other one. And another thing I'd like to stress is we are not on WhatsApp. So please don't fall for that as well. To be on the safe side, just send us an email.
Yes.
Here, and there will be somebody to respond.
There'll be someone to reach you. And just to be clear, is it only Sweden you help with? Do you help with other countries?
No. We help with other countries apart from Austria, Poland, Germany. These 3 countries, because of some
complexities
attached to them, and then Hungary as well. Yeah, these are the countries we usually do not handle.
Okay, but
any other
country you can help.
Please, even if you have a third class, there's a country waiting for you. You have a pass, there's a country waiting for you. So please,
all right,
don't say
amazing.
My profile is not enough. So yeah.
So guys, that's it. I always bring you the best gist. If you're interested in moving to Sweden, and it's open now, so take advantage of it. Till I see you again, it's Wakawaka Doctor, and I'm signing out.